Hello guys and welcome, it is ThatSrb2DUDE here today bringing you yet another Splatoon 2 video. Now today I would like to talk a little bit about the new sub-weapon and special weapon that we have received. The new sub-weapon being the Fizzy Bomb and the new special weapon being the Booyah Bomb. I'd like to talk about, how the weapon works, all the mechanics of it, and basically my overall opinions of it, of how good it can be in certain modes and maps and all that type of stuff. Maybe just the mode, because there's too many maps in the game to really go over that. I'm gonna have to do like a complete guide on, how you use X on, you know what I mean. But enough rambling. I'm gonna start with the Fizzy Bomb. Now, Fizzy Bomb is very, very interesting. It's like a cookable grenade where you, I guess, hold a little bomb for a little bit. And as you can see in my hand, it starts to charge up and it will then explode. Now, the thing is that this has about 3 levels to it. So if I was just to cancel that, basically the first level is that if you don't even charge it at all, you can just chuck a Fizzy Bomb. There you go. That's the amount of lethalness it's going to do. And just to show you, I guess, how much damage that does 35 damage. So this is definitely not what you want to do when you're using the Fizzy Bomb. It has a second level of charge, so if you hold it for a little longer, and then you throw it, then it does 2 explosions. Now, the maximum amount of damage that can do to an opponent is 85 damage. So basically, you are going to want to charge this 3 times, because there's a third level as well. So now the Fizzy Bomb does not work too well if you're trying to splat an opponent that's stationary, basically standing still. So I'm having trouble just trying to get the Fizzy Bomb to pop onto this dummy right here, and it's just, I can't actually take it out because it's stationary. So because the Fizzy Bomb's always just going to continue, and its ending explosion is over here. Now, if I was to show you what it's possible of doing if on a moving target, so let's say if I was to use the Fizzy Bomb on this moving target right here, I'm just going to wait for it to come back to me, and then I'm going to throw it. So throw it right here. There we go. So it could do a total of 120 damage. If you're going to use this, most likely you're going to anticipate the kill if the target is moving. Now, one thing I want to point out is that the Fizzy Bomb is capable of painting very, very well compared to other bombs in the game. So let me just show you a comparison on that. Just going to shake up the Fizzy Bomb real quick. Toss it out. And this is the amount the Fizzy Bomb is painting. It's painting a huge amount. If I was to go ahead and use a Splat Bomb, just to show you guys the amount it actually paints compared to one of these. So this is the Splat Bomb, and this is the Fizzy Bomb. So as you can see, it's like twice as much compared to just a regular Splat Bomb. Now, from the examples I've shown, you've probably noticed that the Fizzy Bomb takes quite a long time to actually, get to its third and final form. So if I was to just shake this up a little bit, get to its third form, you notice it takes quite a long time compared to, I guess a lethal bomb like Splat Bomb and Suction Bomb. You kind of think, well, I can throw a lethal bomb like that instantly, but with a Fizzy Bomb I have to wait a couple seconds. Now, luckily, there's actually a way to speed this up to make it more worth it to actually use the Fizzy Bomb for its third and final form. So, if you're basically to hold the R button, setting up for a Fizzy Bomb, if you were to move the left stick, left and right or up and down, this will charge much faster. As you can see, I'm already at the third and final form, so if I was to do that like a couple times like this, shake it a little bit, and there you go. That's how much faster it is. Here's a comparison of just me standing still, charging up the Fizzy Bomb, and me moving the left stick left and right to actually charge up the Fizzy Bomb much faster. As you can see, it looks seamless. There are other ways to do this, so you can hold the R button and press B a bunch, which is basically the jump button, so you just continuously jump and then it'll charge faster. You can also use motion controls to shake the Fizzy Bomb in order to make it charge faster. To be honest, I do not recommend this. So I just say, I think you should move the left stick back and forth when you are charging the Fizzy Bomb. Mainly because it doesn't mess up your aim, it doesn't ruin your vision if you're moving your motion controls around. And of course, if you're a stick user, you can't even use motion in the first place, so it's gonna be a thing where you probably want to use your left stick the majority of the time. But if you're using sticks, you might as well just switch to motion because it's much better anyway. Now, just to give you guys my thoughts on the Fizzy Bomb, I think this sub-weapon is amazing because, first of all, this weapon paints so much compared to any other sub-weapon in the game, compared to Splat Bombs, Burst Bombs. You don't get a sub-weapon that paints this much, so for game modes like Splat Zones, I really think this is going to be a good piece of utility to actually use when you're playing game modes like that. Because when you're playing Splat Zones, either if you're like starting out in the map, or if you're just generally playing and stuff like that, you tend to get a lot of people that jump onto the zone, or just, you know, if they're a short-range weapon or long-range weapon, they're just kind of shooting around the zone. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that you kind of expect people to be on the zone if, you know, they're painting and stuff like that. Now, with this is going to allow you to paint from a safe distance and also apply a lot of damage if you're using the, I guess, the third form of the Fizzy Bomb. So, you know, if anybody's on the zone, they're going to be forced to move back because they don't want to be taking damage from in the zone because, I mean, if they die, then they're going to only output even more of your ink. So it's going to be even more lethal, and it's going to be a lot easier to actually take control of the zone in that sense as well. And the fact that the bomb skips, so it's going to go across the zone instead of just exploding in one place. So you'll know that you get a decent amount of paint going onto the zone the majority of the time. Now, the last thing I want to mention that's really, really good about this weapon is that it does not take up a lot of your ink tank. So if you were to put 1 main and 3 subs of Ink Saver Sub, you can throw 2 of these. I am not kidding. You can throw 2 of these. So you can just output this amount of ink just super fast. Just like that, you can get a bunch of ink down very quickly, and it's all lethal as well. So if anybody is around in this vicinity, they're gonna be forced to move out of it because, of course, they're not going to want to die to this. So it's very, very scary of how much it inks. So definitely, this is gonna be a golden pick to have on things like Splat Zones. Okay, with all that being said, let's now talk about the Spirit Bomb. Now, this is a very, very interesting special. As you go up into the air, you become Goku, you have to charge it up, you press Booyah a bunch of times, and then you press the R button to release it. While doing that, it makes a massive explosion and has very, very nice lethal capabilities. It also puts a nice amount of ink down when it lands on impact. Now, a couple things I would like to mention about this special is that it's nothing like Splashdown, which is good because if you guys didn't know, you can be shot out the sky with Splashdowns very, very easily. But with the Booyah Bomb, it seems like there's like some sort of triple shield that you have on you. This basically allows you to tank a bunch of hits before actually going towards the ground. So if you see somebody else on the other team using Booyah Bomb, you kind of want to make sure that you have some help to actually take this down together. Because if you're doing this by yourself, you may not even have the time to actually take out the Booyah Bomb dude. Because they would have already thrown and landed to the ground and be ready for anything else. That is only if the person using Booyah Bomb is staying up in the air way too long and such like that. Now, to talk to you guys a little bit on how you want to be using the Booyah Bomb is that you want to throw it down on flat surfaces, not on walls or anything like that. Now, why I mention this is that if you're trying to paint a certain area, then the Booyah Bomb is not going to do a good job of that if you throw it onto a wall. So just to show you an example right here, if I was to throw the Booyah Bomb onto this wall, yes, the wall will be painted quite a bit. As you can see, the wall basically takes up the majority of the paint. And as you can see, there's like a little bit on the floor, but you know, you can see the difference. Like, I would much prefer if this ink that was on the wall was on the floor because it's only going to help me more. Because there's not too many places that it requires a bunch of ink to actually paint onto a wall so you can climb up it. I mean, this amount of ink is very, very unnecessary. All you need is like this amount and you're up. You know, it doesn't take that much. Just to show you again, if I want to get the most amount of ink onto the floor, then I need to aim my Booyah Bomb onto the floor, of course, because, you know, that's the only thing that really makes sense to me. So, just to show you the example, if I was to throw the Booyah Bomb next to the wall, but literally right here, as you can see, the floor is going to take up the majority of the ink, or the paint, or however you want to call it. So, you basically want this compared to this. You know, throw it on the floor, not onto the wall. This is also a really good tip to know if you're playing a game mode like Splatoon. So like if you throw it like next to a wall or something like that, then just know that the majority of your ink is not going to be going onto the floor. Now, a majority of you probably already know this, but if you have a teammate that has the Booyah Bomb and then they are starting to use it, make sure you spam Booyah, because first of all, you get a bit of special for doing that, and second of all, it allows your person that is using Booyah Bomb to basically charge it much faster than before. You'll know when, because there'll be a message right in front of your Inkling that's saying Booyah because one of your teammates is using Booyah Bomb. Now to talk about my general thoughts of what I think of the Booyah Bomb. Now, first of all, Splat Zones comes to mind. This thing does paint a bunch when it comes to Splat Zones, so I have no doubt in my mind that people are going to start using this to Splat Zones just to get control of a zone, or just to clear an area in general, because this is very, very lethal once you're using it. So I am pretty sure no other opposing Inkling is going to want to stand near this bomb as it is going off. I also think this special is going to be very, very good on game modes like tower control as well, mainly because you can kind of just throw the Booyah Bomb straight towards the tower and everyone's going to be forced to come off it. So it's going to be another alternative, or basically another piece of utility that you can use for things like tower control, like much like the Stingray, because you can kind of just Stingray tower and everyone has to get off. But with this, you can throw Booyah Bomb and then everyone of course has to get off as well. So you basically have more options for that. So overall, in my opinion, I definitely think the Booyah Bomb is going to be a very, very solid special. It's definitely going to be used in tower control. It's most likely going to be used in things like Splat Zones. It's just a great tool just to clear an area in general. And it can also be used quite like a panic button, because once you go up into the air, you have a bunch of armor that's attached to you. So if somebody's challenging you, or I guess they're close to death, and then you start using the Booyah Bomb, then you're going to pretty much survive, or have another option of trying to escape or pressure the opponent to not allowing you to kill you in that type of sense. So, you know, there's a lot of great things about the Booyah Bomb. I'm excited to see how people use it in the future. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a great special for retaking control. And pretty much, honestly, that's all my thoughts of it. Like, I think it's just a really, really solid special. So anyways, that is pretty much my thoughts on the new sub-weapon. That's my thoughts on the new special weapon. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of this new sub-weapon and special weapon. Are you enjoying it? Do you think it's really, really strong? Give me your thoughts of it. Like, maybe I've missed something that's really, really good about it, and I can probably, you know, apply it to my gameplay too. You know, I'm interested to see what you guys think as well about these two new weapons. Or sub-weapon, special weapon. You know what I mean. So anyways, that is going to be all for me today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please, if you did, please like, favorite, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch, both in the description below. Do it for both if you're feeling generous. Patch Comparison 4.1 is going to be coming out either tomorrow or the day after. So make sure you look out for that. And yeah, pretty much that is all I got to say for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I shall see you guys in the next one.